Alright, so I'm making a different type of video. I usually don't make videos like this because, well, I don't know. I'm not good at post commentary and stuff like that, but I decided that it was appropriate to have a post com for like a situation like this. So recently, sorry if you hear like noises in the back, that's my computer. But recently, Microsoft has fixed all of the old Call of Duty servers, so from COD 4 to like what, Black Ops 2 or something like that. So that's great. That's a great thing. That's a phenomenal thing. I'm happy to play these Call of Duties again. I started on Modern Warfare 3. I played Modern Warfare 2, but offline because at the time, I was like so young. 2009, I was like 5 years old. Yeah. So probably made some people feel old as shit. But the point is that I'm happy the games are back. And Microsoft did something great. But for the people who play on Xbox One and up, Xbox One through Series X and S or whatever, maybe I'm bugging. Actually, I know I'm not bugging. I know I'm not tripping because this is actually a confirmed thing. Well, the emulation, the way, by the way, for people that don't know, the way you're able to play backwards compatible through Xbox One and up is through emulation. It's not like the PS3 where it had a built-in like disk drive for you to put the games in and it runs, I guess you could say natively, like it runs through hardware, not software. The way you're able to play these old Call of Duties on your new Xbox is through software emulation. This feature did not drop with the Xbox. It came after the Xbox dropped. I'm pretty sure like 3 years after release or something like that. So it is through emulation. So with emulation, you will have input lag. And at least for me personally, the input lag has been terrible. I can't track people. It's pretty bad. Like the experience is pretty bad. So all these people that can go crazy and get crazy clips and do shit with this input lag, I honestly salute you. I don't know how the fuck you do it. But yeah, a good game for me is like 18-5 with this shit. It's pretty bad. I can't adjust to it. See, it's one thing, okay. It's one thing to have input lag because I can get used to that, a little bit of delay, you could just get used to the timing. When you repeat something and have repetition over time with something, you will get used to it if it stays consistent. But the input lag in this game is not consistent. It has like a weird acceleration to it. It's like sometimes your aim will slow down a little bit and then accelerate out of nowhere, or it would accelerate at first and then slow down out of nowhere. It's pretty bad and inconsistent. You know what? Yeah, I just want to make that point and get that point across. It's not about the emulation having input lag. It's that the input lag is inconsistent, and you know how bad inconsistency is in terms of aiming in any FPS shooter, especially like Call of Duty. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's not really more so the input lag, it's how the emulation stutters. It stutters pretty bad. Like, I remember I played on an Xbox 360 at my cousin's house like a year or two ago when the servers were still fucked and you were able to find a game after like an hour or so, and I would play MW2 on the 360 and it would be perfectly fine. It would be so consistent. Okay, it wouldn't be like, like as responsive as like Call of Duty's now, but it was responsive enough to where it was a consistent experience. I would get fucked from time to time, but that's just like the game itself. Like that, I'm not gonna blame the game itself. Modern Warfare 2 is Modern Warfare 2, but the point is that it was consistent. If you play on an Xbox 360, dude, you don't understand how much of a better experience you're having than people that play on Xbox One and up. Like, it's so bad. Like, the inconsistency makes my head hurt. I don't have a solution to this. I don't know if they can fix this. It's a software problem. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they know. I don't even know if they're aware of this problem. I don't have a solution. I'm just here to address that the problem is there, and like, people shouldn't act like it doesn't exist, or people trying to say, oh, like, get good or adapt. Drifter made a video about this a long time ago, a very long time ago. He was comparing the input lag and the inconsistencies with your inputs in Black Ops 2, comparing it between Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and man, it is clear as day. Like he said, for him it was like 1 or 2 frames behind, but for me, I feel like it's about roughly the same. But man, the aiming is so inconsistent. And I know people are probably gonna say, "Oh, it's probably just, you know, shitty hosts and shit like that." Nah, I played with shitty hosts. I'm not new to peer-to-peer connection, man. It is the emulation that is fucking up my aim. It's not shitty internet or shitty hosts. I know the difference. I played Call of Duty for a very long time. I know the difference. The emulation sucks whale penis. It is terrible. It is honestly unbearable. I can't compete. I honestly cannot compete. I'm probably showing raw footage here, or at least I didn't try to cut it up too much so you can see like my general experience, I guess. I'm not even trying to cut up the commentary. Everything is just freestyled at this point. I just got on this morning and I wanted to play Modern Warfare 2, and man, I was like, fuck. Like, I need to buy a 360. I need to buy a 360. Like, I need to buy a 360 because it's like, it's just so inconsistent. Like, tracking people, forget about it, dude. Forget about tracking people. If you are ADSing from a long distance and you are trying to track people with this shit, it is terrible. Because think about it, you're trying to track somebody, right, through the reticle, and if your aim just randomly accelerates and slows down, think about how bad that is. Like, you're trying to track someone and you're trying to do like, you know, like nudge it a little bit, and it just fucking shoots across the screen. That shit is so bad, and it pisses me off. Like, I don't even get mad at the stupid shit people do in the game, like YouTubes and shit, and like putting claymores at fucking terrible spots. Like, that doesn't even get me mad. What gets me mad is how I know I'm doing something right and it's out of my control. Like, the game is dictating my aim for me. It's so like infuriating. It honestly pisses me off. Like, it's muscle memory, and it's messing up my muscle memory, because you can't have muscle memory with something that's constantly changing. Something that's constant. It's like it has a mind of its own. And it sounds like witchcraft and I'm spewing bullshit out of my mouth, but I swear, like, this is something that exists, and it's so bad. And I'm really questioning, how will they succeed with putting all these games on Game Pass when the most important thing in Call of Duty is so inconsistent? The aiming aspect is so inconsistent. How do you expect people to play these games when the input lag is so bad? And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Yo, sniping, forget about it. I think I was able to get 1 quad this whole time. This whole time I've been playing. 1 quad. After that, I cannot get a kill without dying. And I know people are going to say it's a skill issue. Listen, I'm not the best sniper in the world, but I'm also not the worst. Like, I usually have games where I pop the fuck off. I can't pop off for shit. And it's not even, people are going to argue, oh, it's your playstyle. Nah, man. I played Modern Warfare 2 the way you're supposed to play it. Relatively, well, you know, relatively laid back. You know, I didn't have any shitty COD timing or anything where bullshit would happen out of nowhere. Like, I was playing my cards right. But, man, trying to track people with a sniper or trying to center people through my crosshairs is terrible, because while you're trying to center people through your crosshairs is like a jerking. It's like jerks back and forth between going really fast and then really slow. Pause. But it's so bad. Like, oh, man. I just wanted to rant and vent because it is just so bad, man. It is just so bad. I hope they find a way to address this, because I feel like they can provide a better experience for people who are using the backwards compatibility feature. If they don't, I'm probably going to get an Xbox 360 because I want to play these games at its full potential. Like, man, people were talking about this. Duncan Moores, he's a YouTuber. that was not addressing this, but talking about it. FaZe Jev had to get an Xbox Elite, whatever the fuck controller, because the input lag was that fucking terrible. So I'm not spewing bullshit. But yeah, man, I hope they fix this, because if they don't, man, Microsoft is getting more of my money, because I will buy a 360.